I spent the evening with him. I was with him until about 1 o'clock. His spirits are good. He's confident. He is dealing with this head on, the way he's dealt with every challenge in his life.
Irv Gotti, man, Murder Boys, Murder Inc. has been accused of sexual assault. And no joke. Obviously.
I remember we snapping on Irv, like, your name is Irving, man. Get out of here. Irving. And everybody laughing. Ha, ha, ha. So, you need a name like Irv Gotti. Like, you gotta toughen you up.
And like everything that Jay does, it's stuck.
You're dying? Hurry up and die. Yo, it's crazy.
They was trying to get a distribution company.
It wasn't a distribution.
It was a union. Honestly, it was all Suge's idea.
It was all his plan, and it was a hell of a plan, man. He was like, yo, we get all the artists together. And he wasn't just talking about hip-hop, every artist in general. And he was like, okay, say you got $1 million budget.
In a courtroom drama that has captivated the music industry, Diddy's attorney exits the proceedings, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. Irv Gotti, the influential co-founder of Murder Inc. Records, who passed away on February 5th, was known for his candid revelations about the industry's inner workings. Before his passing, Gotti hinted at possessing critical information that could impact Diddy's legal battles. As Diddy's attorney departs the courtroom, the question arises, did Gotti's revelations hold the key to Diddy's defense? Or have they opened a Pandora's box of new challenges? Stay tuned as we delve into the latest developments in this high-stakes legal saga.
$1 million with 100,000 going to the union.
Now, this will all get recouped back to the artist. It'll go towards an annuity. It'll go towards a retirement fund.
And it was easy metrics because instead of you recouping $1 million, you recoup $1.1 million.
Someone left that meeting talking about our move. Unfortunately, the feds hit all of us at the same time, which I don't think was a coincidence.
Jay went and told. He went and told. He blew the spot up. Feds came in and started hitting with cases because they all said, yo, we're going to put our money together. Now think about it now, how everybody get robbed off the stream.
So I was watching A&E, and it was Gangster Week. And lo and behold, today's episode is on Albert Anastasia and the notorious Murder Incorporated. Murder Inc. came across the TV, riddled with bullets. I started screaming, that's it. I'm going crazy in my house. Like, just imagine me by myself in my boxers and a t-shirt. That's it. Because at the time, the two biggest labels was Death Row and Bad Boy. So Death Row had, the Death Row.
I love Puff.
Yeah.
He can do drugs.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh yeah. He done hit me with a Jeffrey one time. I was there. That Jeffrey.
Take a hit of this Jeffrey. It'll calm you down.
Yeah, I smoked with Puff. I was like.
There's ways to manipulate numbers in hip hop or in music, period, and they know how to do
numbers.
it. No, but they know how to manipulate it, meaning they know how to buy records, they know how to do things like that to get your numbers up high, and they did it with Music Soul Child. They'll never sit there and say it, but the facts is the facts, so it's all good.
And
everybody's forgetting how he sat there and slut-shamed the shit out of Ashanti.
He did.
And then talked about that music and then bragged about how he sold all of their publishing rights to that weirdo vampire, Lucian Grange. And he sat there, I don't have to worry about BET because I know people like Lucian Grange. So did Diddy. Did he you too?
This courtroom drama isn't just about legal battles. It's a full-blown cultural showdown where fame, power, and accountability collide. Every twist, leaked conversation, and shocking revelation has turned this case into a must-watch spectacle. People are glued to every update, picking apart the details like detectives. And the stakes? They couldn't be higher. It's not just Diddy's reputation on the line. This trial could shake up the entire entertainment industry. If things take a certain turn, Hollywood's power structure might never look the same again. The meaning of influence and accountability? It's all being redefined right before our eyes. Now, one of the biggest bombshells in this case, Irv Gotti's testimony. Everyone was waiting to hear what he had to say. As a major figure in the music industry, with ties to some of the biggest names, including Diddy, his words carried serious weight. What he revealed could shift everything, playing a crucial role in how this case unfolds.
Hov is Hov. I don't get it. Hov don't need nobody. Once Hov got on, he was a guy I would be like, he didn't need nobody. Like X needed people around him to help him. Ja needed me to help him. Hov, once he got on, he didn't need nobody. He could do it all himself. He'll pick the beats, fuck with the producer. He didn't need no.
But beyond the courtroom, Irv Gotti's legacy in music is undeniable. Born Irving Lorenzo in Hollis, Queens, he grew up facing serious struggles. But despite it all, his love for hip-hop never faded. He started DJing, making beats, and eventually became a powerhouse in the industry. Tragically, the music world is now mourning his loss. On February 5th, 2025, Gotti passed away at just 54 years old. His family confirmed the heartbreaking news on social media, leaving fans and fellow artists devastated. Reports suggest that he had been battling heart issues for years, suffering multiple strokes along the way. His health had been a growing concern, but still this loss feels sudden and painful. Gotti's impact on hip-hop is undeniable, and his legacy will live on through the artists he helped and the music he shaped.
Gotti, a huge music producer, died at the age of 54 this week. He worked with some of the biggest people in the music industry like DMX, Ja Rule, Ashanti. He, I guess, passed away on Wednesday in New York City. It's at this time, while I'm recording, not really sure how he died. We do know that he had a lot of medical issues that he suffered with over the years, had a lot of health problems. He suffered a stroke last year. He was walking with the aid of a cane. He had been very open with his struggles with diabetes. He wasn't consistent with taking his insulin. He admitted to that, and that his doctors had encouraged him to change his diet, which he also struggled to do. So we'll see if that played a factor in his death. But a lot of people obviously speaking out about it. He also worked with Jay-Z on his debut album. I mean, just a really big deal in the music industry. You probably know his name. Vanessa Carlton worked with him to produce her big album back in 2007, Heroes and Thieves. So everyone kind of knew who he was. He had left a lasting impression on the music industry, but he passed away at...
Irv Gotti wasn't just a powerhouse in hip-hop. His influence stretched across different genres. He even teamed up with Jay-Z on his debut album and later worked with Vanessa Carlton on her 2007 album, Heroes and Thieves. His impact on the music industry was undeniable, shaping careers and leaving a lasting mark.
Tributes pouring in today for a hip-hop pioneer. Irv Gotti, the founder of Murder Inc. Records, has died. He's just 54 years old.
Gotti, whose real name is Irving Lorenzo, founded the label with his brother in the late 1990s. Over the years, he worked with top artists and helped launch the careers of many, including Ja Rule and Ashanti. His family says he died yesterday, surrounded by family and friends.
New this morning, Irv Gotti, a Queens native and founder of Murder Records, has died. The mogul's real name, Irving Lorenzo Jr. His cause of death has not been released, but the music mogul did suffer a stroke last year and had long battled diabetes-related issues. Irv Gotti was a noted record executive, music producer, and entrepreneur. He rose to fame in the late 90s and early 2000s while working with artists including Ja Rule, Ashanti, and DMX. Irv Gotti was 54.
Reports of his passing continue to unfold. While the official cause hasn't been revealed, it's known that he suffered a stroke last year and had been battling diabetes-related health issues for some time. Rising to fame in the late 90s and early 2000s, Gotti played a key role in shaping the sound of hip-hop, working closely with artists like DMX, Ja Rule, and Ashanti. His influence on the culture was massive.
Irv Gotti has revealed after suffering a stroke that he is working on a DMX biopic. Let's go over the article. Irv Gotti is reportedly on the mend from the stroke he recently suffered and already back to work on a biopic about the late DMX. The music executive's rep spoke with the Shade Room on Wednesday, August 28th, assuring that Gotti is doing well and appreciates everyone's concerns about his health. "I'm getting older, that's all," Gotti said. According to his rep, only thing worse than getting old is not getting old. Facts, man. Round of applause, Irv Gotti. That's a great way of looking at it. In addition to revealing the DMX movie, his rep also said Gotti was upset that Whack 100 revealed the private news about his health to the world. Here's the thing, though. First, I was excited about this, right? DMX biopic would be beautiful if done properly. I had planned on working on a DMX documentary a while ago when he passed. I pushed it. I'm going to be pushing it back till April 9th, which is the anniversary of his death.
Beyond making hits, Gotti was also passionate about fighting for artists' rights. He had been vocal about the struggles musicians face in the streaming era, especially when it comes to fair pay. Alongside Suge Knight, Jay Prince, and Dame Dash, he pushed for an artist union, hoping to secure better pay and working conditions for musicians. In an industry where artists often get shortchanged, he was determined to make a difference and level the playing field.
I love Puff. Yeah. He can do drugs. Yeah. Oh yeah, he done hit me with a Jeffrey one time. I was nigga. That Jeffrey.
You have to take a hit of this Jeffrey. It'll calm you down.
Yeah, I smoked with Puff. I was like,
so soft.
We were seeing things.
I just got a business idea. Chocolate eggplant.
Chocolate eggplant. And I said, one of the moments, like, you don't think this nigga hit us with Jeffrey? I swear to God. It's all good, Puff. You can hit me with the Jeffrey.
Gotti's legacy isn't just in the music he helped create, it's in the fight he took on for the next generation of artists. His impact will never be forgotten. Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, just dropped a wild claim that has everyone talking. According to him, Diddy allegedly tipped off authorities about a huge move that Suge Knight, Irv Gotti, and Jay Prince were planning. The three industry giants were supposedly working on launching a music distribution company, maybe even a union. And now people are asking, could this be why so many major hip-hop figures ran into problems? If this is true, what does it reveal about the hidden power struggles in the industry?
Irv Gotti, man, Murder Boys, Murder Inc., has been accused of sexual assault and no joke. Obviously, I don't know if Irv Gotti's ever been accused of these type of things. I don't think he has. Yeah, I don't know if he has in the history of these things. I know he's had issues with artists and blah, blah, blah and stuff, but I don't know. He's been obviously accused of the Murder Inc. funding, drug fund, blah, 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 all that stuff. But of this stuff, I think this is the first time. So there's really, right now, there's nothing that we could say that he actually did this stuff. There's no solid proof. You got to give the benefit of the doubt, no matter who the person is. You can't just blatantly come out there and say that the person did it. That's how I roll. I know, because if think about it, if you were in any of these people's shoes that get accused of these things, what would you want people to do? You wouldn't want them to believe it immediately. You would want proof.
Let's break it all down.
Well, I actually thought it was either a distribution or some kind of publishing company, but I heard Irv Gotti speak on this. But way back then, I was told it was a distribution of some kind of publishing company that he was doing. But I guess Irv would know more than I knew. But they were talking about Suge Knight was trying to form a union. That's what he was saying. But back in the day, people thought it was a distribution where blacks would distribute their own music through, distribute their own music and stuff like that. So that's what we thought it was back then. But it was truth behind the fact that it was Jay-Z and Puff that went to those folks and let them know what Suge Knight was trying to do.
Deal recalled hearing about this plan years ago. He said he originally thought it was a publishing or distribution company, but later heard Irv Gotti confirm details about it. According to him, there was talk that Suge Knight was trying to form a union, and back then, many believed it was a move to help black artists distribute their own music independently. But the real shocker? He claimed that Jay-Z and Diddy were the ones who informed certain people about Suge's plans, leading to major label raids.
I remember we snapping on Irv, like, your name is Irving, man, get out of here. Irving, and everybody laughing, So, you need a name like Irv Gotti. You gotta toughen you up.
And like everything that Jay does, it's stuck.
He also mentioned that labels like Rap-A-Lot and Rockefeller ended up on a list. Rockefeller, in particular, was already in a tough spot due to Dame Dash and Jay-Z splitting up.
So now you're taking your artist masters, celebrating that, justifying it, even down to the way you carry the, like where I'm from, you don't really talk about the things you do with women publicly. That's not considered something masculine. It's almost clown shit. So, again, you taking masters, justifying taking business from them because of something personal, like that's not even like, you have a fiduciary obligation to do what's in the best interest of the business no matter what. That's an unwritten law.
So the only thing that I have that I could sell to get me a check is those masters. And you want to take that from me?
But do they get pieced off after you sell them?
I pieced Ja off. Ja got a 7-figure check, but that's it.
I don't know whether you make some noise for that or not.
Now, let's be clear. These are just allegations. Diddy and the others involved haven't confirmed anything. But this revelation has definitely stirred up even more drama in an already messy industry. Deal also pointed out that once word reached the feds, they acted fast. He suggested that certain people in power weren't about to let go of their control over rap so easily. According to him, the industry has been held hostage by powerful forces for years, and those at the top have always found ways to protect their interests. It's a lot to take in, but if there's even a shred of truth to this, it changes the way people see the hip-hop industry's biggest players. The buzz around Diddy's possible connection to Irv Gotti's tragic passing has completely shaken the industry. Insiders are debating nonstop, and many believe Gotti's outspoken nature and his history of calling out Diddy's alleged shady business moves might have played a role in their long-standing tension. Gotti was never one to stay quiet. He was known for openly criticizing industry power players, using interviews and social media to air his frustrations.
I felt like Pigpen, in the Peanuts, the guy who always had the cloud over his head and the dirty.
Yeah.
That was me for like a good 10 years. And no one, I just felt like no one wanted to come near me, executive wise.
Right.
No one wanted. They would be like, he's really smart, but he was. What's
he
the
got
guy?
that cloud?
But he's kind of hot right now. I can't fuck with you. I was trying.
He got that cloud on him.
I had I was Pigpen.
One of his most explosive interviews had him directly accusing Diddy of manipulating artists and making moves that put money over people. Fast forward to 2025, and those old tensions are back in the spotlight in ways no one saw coming. Now here's where things get even wilder. Some have pointed out that Gotti had multiple strokes in 2025, and his family was told to come to the hospital to say their goodbyes. But to them, something doesn't add up. There's speculation floating around with some questioning why so many people connected to Diddy seem to meet tragic ends. And since Diddy himself is behind bars, the question is, who else could be pulling the strings?
Irv, that's not a flex. Bragging about Lucy Grange hooking you up don't look so good right now, do it? That ain't aging all that well. Because everybody know the Lucian has been Diddy and the Sean Carter. They sugar baby.
Names like Oprah, Tyler Perry, Jay-Z, Clive Davis, Lucian Grange, and Usher have been thrown around in online discussions, adding even more layers of mystery. Some are even questioning why certain people seem to benefit from OIC, Operation Ivy Club, while others who truly need it are left out. Could there be something deeper at play?
Weirdo vampire. Lucian Grange. And he said there, I don't have to worry about BET because I know people like Lucian Grange. So did Diddy. He Diddy. Did he you too? Like, whoa. It's just...
man. Straight off the back like that. Throwing around some big names there. Whoa, Jaguar right.
And then there's the confusion over Gotti's health. With his wealth and access to private chefs, top-tier medical care, and personal assistance, some believe he had all the resources needed to manage his diabetes properly. Many have pointed out that even Harvard Medical School has acknowledged that type 2 diabetes can be reversed through diet and exercise. So was he already too far gone? Or was there something more to this story? Whatever the case, the speculation isn't dying down anytime soon.
I spent the evening with him. I was with him until about 1 o'clock. His spirits are good. He's confident. He is dealing with this head on, the way he's dealt with every challenge in his life. and he's not guilty. He's innocent of these charges. We know what the charges are going to be without seeing the indictment. It's going to be racketeering. It's going to be trafficking. It's going to be things along those lines. This is what we've been expecting since the searches in March. He, to his great credit, he voluntarily came to New York. Not a lot of defendants do that. He came to New York to basically engage the court system and start the case.
Diddy's legal team just took a major hit. His high-profile attorney, Mark Agnifilo, has stepped away from the case. Known for handling big-name clients, Agnifilo was a key player in Diddy's defense. In fact, he previously represented some highly controversial figures, including NXIVM leader Keith Raniere. But now, with Gotti's shocking accusations shaking things up, Agnifilo has decided to walk away. From the start, both Diddy and Agnifilo were firm about one thing. They weren't taking any plea deals. They stood by Diddy's innocence, refusing to back down, even as the media frenzy around the case intensified. Despite facing multiple allegations, including charges of exploitation and racketeering, they were ready to fight it out in court. Meanwhile, Diddy's team is making moves behind the scenes. They've officially requested for him to be transferred to a different jail in New Jersey. The one leading that push, none other than Agnifilo himself, before his exit. If this name rings a bell, that's because he's defended some high-profile clients before, including former Goldman Sachs banker Roger Ng, who was convicted of bribery and money laundering. Agnifilo's legal background is solid. He studied philosophy and political science before earning his law degree from Brooklyn Law School in 1990. He even received the American Jurisprudence Award for his skills in trial advocacy. But despite his impressive track record, it seems this case was too messy for him to stay involved. And with the charges against Diddy getting darker, it's no surprise that things are heating up. Among the accusations is from a woman who claims Diddy essayed her back in 2004 when she was just a 19-year-old college student. Even more disturbing, another case involves a 10-year-old boy who alleges he was forced into inappropriate behavior while under the influence of alcohol. With accusations piling up and his legal team shifting, Diddy's reputation is looking more complicated by the day.
We were seeing things.
I just got a business idea. Chocolate eggplant.
Chocolate eggplant. And I said, one of the moments like, yo, I think this nigga hit us with Jeffrey. I swear to God. It's all good, Bubba. You can hit me with the Jeffrey.
Diddy's party scene is under the spotlight once again, and attorney Tony Buzbee isn't holding back. He claims these latest allegations expose a disturbing side of the culture that Diddy allegedly encouraged. One of the accusers, Rachel Kennedy, shared a bizarre detail from her experience. She said there was incriminating footage playing on a continuous loop in Diddy's Tokyo hotel room when they met in 2000. Even more shocking, she claimed Diddy was on the phone with Jennifer Lopez, who he was dating at the time. Rachel later opened up about the incident on the Daily Mail's The Trial of Diddy podcast, saying the whole situation felt weird, unsettling, and straight up disrespectful. So how did she end up in that room? According to Rachel, she and two friends met Diddy at a club in Tokyo, where he invited them back to his hotel for what they assumed would be a regular party. But when they arrived, there was no party, just Diddy alone. She said they later engaged in a consensual encounter, though the eerie atmosphere left a lasting impression. As for J.Lo, she hasn't commented on any of the legal drama surrounding her ex. The bigger picture here is even darker. Hollywood has long been accused of covering up serious issues, and some claim the industry's biggest secret is the widespread presence of predatory behavior. One insider put it bluntly, saying the biggest problem in Hollywood has always been attraction to minors. They described it as an open secret, something no one talks about but everyone knows is happening. Meanwhile, Diddy's legal team is scrambling to keep up as the allegations pile up. They're calling the media frenzy reckless, but for Buzbee, this isn't his first time handling cases like this. He's taken on high-profile lawsuits before, representing clients in cases against NFL star Deshaun Watson and even the Boy Scouts of America. Buzbee made it clear that names will be revealed, but not without careful consideration. He emphasized that they won't just throw out accusations in interviews. Instead, they'll take their time to ensure the claims are solid before filing lawsuits. He also hinted that when the names finally drop, people will be shocked.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're going to make damn sure that we're right before we do that. But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you.
With new lawsuits on the way and high-profile names possibly getting dragged into the mix, this case is far from over. So, by now, you've probably heard that Jay-Z's name has come up in Tony Buzbee's latest lawsuit against Diddy. According to the legal filing, Jay-Z is being accused of being one of the male celebrities involved with a 13-year-old girl. Jay-Z has already responded, and there's a separate video we made breaking down what he said, so make sure to check that out. But now Buzbee is clapping back, basically saying that Jay-Z was actually the high-profile celebrity who recently sued him. Buzbee didn't hold back in his statement. He pointed out that Jay-Z had previously denied suing him and his firm, but according to Buzbee, Jay-Z actually filed the lawsuit under a fake name. What really stood out, though, was Buzbee's claim that his firm had sent a demand letter to Jay-Z's lawyer on behalf of an alleged victim, not to ask for money, but to request a private mediation. He went on to accuse Jay-Z of trying to intimidate both him and the plaintiff instead of handling the situation properly. But instead of backing down, Buzbee said the woman at the center of the case is more determined than ever to speak her truth. He made it clear that they're going to fight this in court, not in the media. Now here's where things get even crazier. Buzbee has been saying for a while that the number of civil cases against Diddy could be huge, possibly over 300. Since he first spoke out in October, his team has apparently been flooded with over 3,000 calls. After vetting the claims, he believes that somewhere between 100 and 150 cases could actually move forward. And these aren't just random accusations. They involve both men and women and include serious allegations of misconduct, coercion, intoxication, and even exploitation, spanning over 2 decades. So let's break this down. First, Buzbee gets sued for extortion. Then, he fires back with his own lawsuit claiming harassment. And now somehow Jay-Z is mixed up in all of this? Allegedly. This whole situation has completely spiraled. What started as a case against Diddy has now dragged in other major names, with at least 3 additional players getting involved. And with Buzbee leading the charge, someone who's no stranger to high-profile cases, including the Deshaun Watson lawsuit, this is far from over. Things just keep getting worse for Diddy. After vetting the claims, Buzbee is now representing 120 individuals, an equal split of 60 men and 60 women, including 25 children, who plan to take legal action. And according to Buzbee, some of these accusations are extremely disturbing. Now here's where it gets even more intense. These claims span over 30 years and involve serious allegations, including substance-fueled attacks, similar to what federal prosecutors outlined in their criminal case against Diddy. Right now, he's sitting in federal jail, waiting for his trial on exploitation charges. Buzbee made it clear that his team is being very thorough. He said they aren't just taking every call at face value. They're looking for evidence, checking locations and dates, gathering witness statements, and reviewing any photos, videos, or texts that could support the claims. While some cases have been dismissed due to lack of proof, the ones moving forward are being carefully built to ensure they hold weight in court. Meanwhile, Diddy's legal team is scrambling to fight off these serious allegations, which could land him in prison for life. He's already entered 2 not guilty pleas, and his top lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, who's known for handling tough cases, is leading the charge. At this point, Diddy's lawyers are doing everything they can to get him out on bail. They even offered up his $48 million Miami mansion and his private jets as collateral. And get this, they're so desperate to convince the judge that they even suggested banning all female visitors from his home except for his mother, daughters, and the mothers of his children. They also argued that the jail conditions are horrible, calling it filthy, inhumane, and an ongoing tragedy. As all of this unfolds, Diddy's family has been showing up to court, looking visibly shaken. When reporters asked them how he was holding up, they kept quiet, only exchanging somber looks as they entered the courtroom. But what do you think? With all these allegations piling up, is there any way Diddy gets out of this? And did his attorney really walk out after Irv Gotti's testimony? Let's talk about it in the comments below. That's it for today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates like this one. Stay tuned.